If you want potential customers visiting your website, being able to purchase your product and sign a contract in a self-service manner without you having to do any manual intervention, then this video is for you. I'm going to show you how you can build a Docusign checkout and integrate it with your website so that you can process any payments regardless of what types of services or product it is that you're selling. So let's pretend that your website is this website and you're selling those three packages, three products, one for about 3K, one for 3.5, and one for 6.5. And so what you want to allow your customers to do is to purchase one of those three packets, but you want to get them to sign a contract at the same time. And so depending on which packet they choose, the contract needs to be filled out with some different deliverables or different features or benefits inside of the contract that you want them to sign. And at the same time, you also want them to pay the right price, depending on whether they chose this price, this package, or this package. Does that make sense? In any case, what you're trying to do is to create a self-serve workflow where customers can choose the right product, sign your contract, and process payment without your team having to do any manual work. Let's see how it works. And if we haven't met before, my name is Sofiane Sardi. Hi, I used to be a Docusign consultant working for Docusign themselves back in the days in 2019. And I've founded Solution Consulting, which is an agency helping Docusign customers using and integrating and implementing Docusign solutions in their workflow. There's really a huge opportunity for you to save a lot of time and money if you're dealing with lots of paperwork. For example, you can generate contract using the data from your CRM without having to do any copy paste. You can track the status of your signers directly inside of your CRM or any other workflow tool that you use every day. You can also automatically get documents stored in the right folder and even get them renamed the way that you like so that you never have to look for a document again. And when the documents are signed, you can also extract the data that your signers have entered in the form field, such as their name or address, back inside of the apps that you use every day, such as your CRM. And you can absolutely do this on your own by following those tutorials and just doing it on a trial and error basis. Or if you don't have the time or willingness to become Docusign experts like the way we have for the last 6 years, you can book a strategy session using the link just down below. During the call, we will analyze your workflow and suggest the best implementation strategy for your unique use case, because every use case is always very different. But if you're more of a DIY person, I would really encourage that you download our Docusign automation cheat sheet, because it will help you get started on how to automate your Docusign workflow on the right foot. But for now, let's go back to how to create a Docusign self-checkout for your customers and how to integrate it on your website. Let's get into it. So there's two ways to do this depending on the Docusign plan that you have. If you're on a Docusign Business Pro subscription, which does not have Docusign Advanced Web Forms, and if you do have access to Docusign Advanced Web Forms, in this case, it's going to be a little bit simpler in terms of the logic, because we can create a form that routes the person to the right agreement, and we don't need to create logic within the same agreement. But for now, let's just assume that you don't have Docusign Advanced Web Forms because you might not even know what it means. And so you need to build a template, which is going to be the first step, that's going to dynamically populate rows here in the list of items based on the plan they chose. So if we go back to this page here, what you will want to do ultimately is to create a button that says sign up or something like this. And then based on which of those three buttons will be clicked, then the Docusign contract will be populated with the right features and price to pay. So that's going to be option one. If you do have access to Docusign Advanced Web Forms in this case, then we can just create three different versions of the same contract and pre-populate this information with the three different options. I'll show you this in a minute, so don't worry, you're covered. Let's just start by assuming that you don't have access to Docusign Advanced Web Forms. So the first thing you'll want to do is to create a Docusign template using this form that I'm showing you right now. And what you want to do inside of your template, and by the way, if you haven't watched my videos on how to create Docusign templates, I really recommend that you watch it first, because otherwise it's going to be super complicated for you to follow. And inside of your Docusign template, you have one document, and the document is exactly the one that I was showing you right here. It's completely blank. It does not contain any hard-coded information. Remember, this is if you don't have Docusign Advanced Web Forms. And so in your Docusign template, you want to have one signer, potentially two, so at least the customer will have to sign, I guess. You might want to countersign the document, you might not want to, this is completely up to you. And so if we click next, then we can observe the logic that was built inside of this template. Let me just zoom out a little bit so we can see better. Here, the main thing is that we want to have a field that will reflect in the Docusign web form, which is going to be something that looks like this. So I'm now showing you the end product so that you can picture yourself how it's going to look. So essentially the web form will prompt your signers to choose the right package, and then based on the package they select, they will have to provide some information. So let's just go with my own information here, provide a company name and address and all of that. I haven't made any of those form fields required just for the sake of this demo, but I think you get the idea. Once the person fills out the Docusign web form, all the information entered in the web form will merge in the Docusign contract, including the pricing tier. And so this is what's happening right here. And you can have this as an iframe inside of your website. So it doesn't have to be Docusign branded. You can just add your logo and things like this. And then here, based on the package that I've chose, I will have to pay a specific amount. So $9.99, or if I chose Pro, I'll have to pay $199. And then I have a second feature that appears here. And if I choose the enterprise level, then I have a third level of features, which also increases the bill that I have to pay. And so from here, the customer will sign. Obviously, we will have typically forced the customer to provide their name. So let's just say Acme Operated, whatever. The price to pay now is $299. If I click on finish as the customer, I'm being asked to enter my card information. And so here we can restrict whether we want to accept just card or ACH or both. Payment is processing, and now the payment has been created inside of Stripe, and I'm being redirected as the customer to a thank you page, which tells me what the next steps are. So my order is confirmed. Click here to schedule the onboarding. You can make this thank you page whatever you want, and this button will then take them to whatever page that you want. So essentially, that's what we want to build. Now, going back to how we build it inside of Docusign, in our Docusign template, we've added all the recipient form fields that we need to collect in the Docusign web form to collect company name and the address and all that sort of stuff. But the main field will be the field where the person chooses which package they want to purchase. And so here we have three options. We have either Starter, Pro, or Enterprise. And this is not going to be selected really in the Docusign envelope template, which is what you're looking at right now. It's going to be chosen in the web form. But as you may or may not know, in case you haven't watched my tutorials on how to create Docusign web forms, the web forms and the Docusign envelope templates are two separate entities, and each form field needs to be mapped from one to the other. So whatever is chosen in the web form will reflect in the envelope template. But we need to start with creating the envelope template. That's the first step. And so here we really want to create that drop-down menu with the three different options that people can choose from. And then based on that, we want to dynamically display or hide those line items. So the first line item for $999 will always be displayed because that's always going to be included in all the plans. However, for the second line item, which is the feature number 2, we want to dynamically show or hide this line item whether people choose option 2, the Pro, or the Enterprise. And for line item number 3, we only want to show it if people choose the Enterprise plan. And then on top of that, we want to create a payment field which will capture an amount that depends on which plan was selected in the package. So if they choose option 1 here, we want to collect one specific amount, option 2 and option 3. And by the way, those amounts here don't relate to the web form that I've created. Those are just different examples, but you get the idea, right? So if they choose plan 1, we want to collect 999. If they choose plan 2, we want to collect 199. And if they choose plan 3, we want to collect 299. And as you can see here, we have 3 different fields, right? It says 3 different fields. And if I move them around, actually without selecting them, all of them, I've simply overlaid them because I want to show only one of those 3 options depending on what is chosen, but I still want it to be displayed on the same area on the document, and I want it to look nice. So that's why you really have to spend some time aligning all your fields and making your fields conditional to the right thing. And if we look at those fields, if I choose this one, which is for now the 199, this field is conditional to whether the person has chosen the second option. And if we look at what the second option is in this drop-down field, the second option correlates to the pro option, which is the middle option, which is this specific option in our website. I hope you're still following me because I know it's a lot. But in any case, what you need to do is to first build your drop-down menu with a different list of products that you want to sell. And then you want to assign a value to each option that you want to sell. And then based on each of those values, you want to dynamically show formula fields that are going to evaluate whether the person has chosen option 1 or option 2 or option 3. And depending on the result of those formula fields, we are showing different line items on the document. And all of this happens in the backend. As you can see, the formatting of my formulas are in white, so nobody can see them. Now, once you've built your Docusign template, you want to create the web form, which is step number 2. And so the way you would build your Docusign web form based on your template is by clicking on Start, Web Form, Create a Web Form, and then choose the e-signature template that you want to connect to your Docusign web form. So in this case, it's the pricing tiers template. And then from within that Docusign web form, you want to build the form field so that the data that you ask to your signers is presented in a way that makes sense. As you can see here, it just says, well, click start to choose a support package. And so you can customize this in the page title and page subtitle of the web form. And when people click on start, this is when they see the next page. And so from here, you can customize the way that each page title and each question is presented so that it feels more personable. And what you really need to pay attention to is the thank you page, so that in a way that explains your signers what the next step will be once they've processed the form and made the payment. And so this is how the web form looks once it's created and formatted nicely. Now, as you can see, the first question really is choose the package. And here we have 3 options: Starter, Pro, or Enterprise. So what we want is, if they click on this button that doesn't exist yet, I'll give you that, then we want the web form to be set to Starter. If they click on the next button, we want the Pro package to be pre-selected here. And if they click on the other one, we want Enterprise. And the way to do this is simply by customizing the URL. So you want to grab the web form URL that you will get after you click on Save and Activate. Grab the web form URL, and you want to paste it in a text editor. You can use notes, whatever you want. Look at the API name for the field that we want to pre-fill. We'll copy that. We'll go back to Word. We'll add a £, paste the field name, and then equals, and then the API value. So if I want to pre-fill the web form with Enterprise, then I have to add the API value that corresponds to that option in my dropdown. So for example, if I'm building the button for the Enterprise package, then I'm simply going to add the _3 to my URL, and this is the URL that we will want to embed in this package. Now, when you do this, you just want to make sure that you remove any potential spaces that you have in the URL, unless there is a space in the API value that you want to populate. So I'm going to copy this URL and then open a new tab, which would see the Enterprise package being displayed by default in our web form. And we can see Enterprise here. Now, if I do exactly the same thing, but with package number 2, I would simply replace this take this URL, let's test again. And now we should see the, I think it's Pro, there we go. So this is how you would customize each web form button without having to create different web forms. Now, the configuration that I showed you so far was really if you don't have access to Docusign Advanced Web Forms. But if you do have access to Docusign Advanced Web Forms, what you can do really is having 3 different contracts in the same envelope template, which is mapped to the same web form, and then decide which contract you want to show to the customer, depending on the tier they chose in the web form. Let me show you how to do that. So I'm going to upload this other document, for example, here, which has nothing to do with our contract, obviously. And then I can just save and close my template, which is mapped to my web form. And then I can decide, based on the package, to either show or hide the document that I want in my envelope template. So for example, if they chose the package, I don't know, let's just say if they chose package starter, then I want to show them this contract. And if they choose the other package, then I want to show them the other document in my envelope template. This is a little bit better because you have to do much less configuration in your envelope template, but those add-ons are only available on commercial plans, which start at 500 envelopes per year. So you will have to have a significant volume of envelopes required before you get access to this add-on. So we've built our template, we've built the web form, connected the payment processor, created some logic so that the right information shows on the right contract, customized the URL of the web form so that when customer chooses one of those options, the right package shows on the web form. What else can we do? Well, the next thing really would be to automate the way that documents get stored once they are signed by the customer. And you can do this, but you have limited options, obviously directly inside of the Docusign agreement rules. I'm not going to show you how to do it in this video. You can just take a look at my previous video, which tells you exactly how to do it. But what you would really want to go ahead and create a rule that says when the document has been signed, then drop it inside of this Google Drive folder, or maybe export the data entered into a spreadsheet so that you can then reuse that information in something else. Now, once you've built all of this workflow, you could also potentially create some further automation to post a message in Slack to your team so that, or Microsoft Teams, so that they can actually get started with the customer, onboard the customer. You might also want to create an invoice in your accounting software. The sky is the limit, but first map out your workflow, decide exactly what steps you want to automate, get it done, get it tested, test it well, and then go live with it. Now, if you need any help with your Docusign templates, web forms, or integrations, we can help. You can schedule a call using the link just down below. During the call, we will review your process and provide you with the best implementation roadmap for your unique workflow. I will see you in the next video, and until then, happy signing. Ciao.